Hi there everyone and welcome to Tech Cravers. In today's video I'm very excited to present to you the brand new super cheap handheld PC from AYANEO, the AYANEO Next Lite. This handheld comes with an AMD Ryzen 5 4500U processor, 16GB of RAM and a 512GB SSD. As part of an early bird promotion, this handheld was sold to the first 100 customers at $299, which I was one of the lucky 100. And in this video I thought that we would unbox it and I will give you my first impressions of this device and then we'll wrap it up with some early game performance tests. That part will feature some Tripple A PC games and then I'll come back later with a new video focusing entirely on emulation to see how capable this PC is to emulate systems like PlayStation 2, GameCube and even Wii U and Nintendo Switch. But now, without any further delay, let's jump into it. As always, when you unbox AYANEO products, you receive a premium unboxing experience. The device comes well protected in this thick layer of soft foam. Underneath the device itself we get an envelope containing some images of the device and explanations of what the buttons are, as well as some information in Chinese, which I have no clue what they say. We also get a wall adapter, a variety of adapters depending on whether we live in Europe, the UK or the US, and a couple of USB-C to USB-A adapters, and a USB-C to USB-C charging cable. The handheld itself is very clean looking and it looks pretty much exactly the same as the more expensive sibling AYANEO Next. However, this time around we can buy it in this light pastel blue color, and at the time when I ordered this device this was the only available color. Overall I like the design of the AYANEO Next Lite and I think this blue color looks great. And of course we can't look at a handheld PC like this without comparing it to the most popular of them all, Valve's Steam Deck. Or as in this case, the Steam Deck OLED. The Steam Deck OLED has a 7.4-inch screen, while the AYANEO Next Lite has a tiny bit smaller 7-inch screen. However, the Steam Deck has quite much bigger grips and is an overall bigger device. And that's what makes this next part interesting, because while the Steam Deck OLED weighs in at about 635 grams, as you can see here, the AYANEO Next Lite is not that light at all. It actually weighs about 720 grams. That's almost 3 times more than the Retroid Pocket 4, for example, so keep that in mind when choosing your next travel companion. And here it is side by side with the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro and also the AYANEO Odin 2 Pro. The device comes with Windows 11 pre-installed, meaning it will be a pretty familiar experience to anyone that has a Windows PC at home or to anyone that has been using a ROG Ally or Lenovo Legion Go lately. AYANEO handhelds also come with AYASpace 2.0, which is AYANEO's software to make the experience a bit more console-like. You can start games from the AYASpace frontend, or you can play around with the AYASpace Quick Access menu. The Quick menu will let you tinker with the handheld's TDP. You can either set it to one of the pre-configured settings or create your own setting. If you jump around between the different tabs, you can also set different vibration levels, access your Bluetooth or Wi-Fi settings, access different Windows hotkey functions, and much more. For button layout we have a select and start button at the bottom left, as well as a D-pad and a very large and snappy Hall sensor joystick, quite close to the Steam Deck OLED in terms of feels. On the opposite side we have an AYASpace button, which will open AYASpace if you long press it, and AYASpace Quick Menu if you tap it. Next to that button we have a smaller customizable button. Above those buttons we have another large joystick, as well as our 4 action buttons. These buttons get the job done, but it wouldn't have hurt if they were a tiny bit bigger, as they are on the smaller side for a device of this size. The shoulder buttons and analog Hall triggers are probably my favorite parts of the hardware, as they are easy reachable, super comfortable and have great travel to them. I actually prefer these triggers to those of my Steam Deck. Overall this is a very comfortable handheld, however it should be noted that the weight scares me a bit and it's not something I will play in bed while holding it above my face. On the top we have a power button with no finger reader this time, volume buttons, a headphone jack and 2 USB-C ports, and between those ports we have an LED charging indicator, and next to the ports we have the big fan exhaust. On the bottom we have speaker grills and a third USB-C port. This is probably the most USB-C ports I have ever seen in a handheld, which is great because you might have noticed it doesn't come with a micro SD card slot, so I will play some of my games from an external USB-C SSD that I have. The back has a big fan intake as well as the AYANEO logo. This blue color seems to be pretty good at repelling fingerprints as well, which is always a big plus in my book. But you have waited long enough, now it's time to see what this Ryzen 5 4500U is capable of. Starting out with the fast-paced first-person shooter Doom. And even though this game has a few years on its neck by now, it's still one of my favorite games to play on handhelds like this.
Whoa. I heard all the shooting, but what happened?
Fireflies. Same thing's gonna happen to us if we don't get off the street.
You're the pro. I'm just following you.
Harboring or aiding one criminal is punishable by death. Do not place yourself at risk. Report any suspicious activity immediately.
This tunnel, you use it to smuggle things?
Yep,
Like illegal things?
sometimes.
You ever smuggle a kid before?
No, that's a first.
And that's it for this first look at the brand new AYANEO Next Lite. This $299 handheld, or to be fair $349 if you buy it today, surprised me a lot in terms of performance in the brief testings I did for this video. I will continue to tweak it, and as I said, I will have an emulation focused video out as well, so hit me down in the comments which system or specific game you want to see tested on the AYANEO Next Lite, and I might feature it in my upcoming video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss that, and also please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching, TechRavers out.